Hi, this is Paul at PATools, and we're looking in this video at shortcuts in the PATools Excel Toolbox. Shortcuts is an area where you can store shortcuts to files or folders that you use regularly in Excel. So it can save you a lot of time browsing around, doing file open, and going and searching through convoluted paths to find files that you use regularly. Of course, you can save shortcuts on your desktop, but I've seen a lot of desktops get very cluttered up, and this is really a very tidy way of storing the shortcuts and removing them from your desktop. It works very simply. On the left here you have groups, and on the right you have shortcuts, and you can have as many groups and as many shortcuts as you like. So you can set up a group here for orders, a group for sales, a group for customers, a group for suppliers, internal reports, external reports, and whatever you want down here. And you can very easily add a group, and you give it a name, my group, something like that. And you can move it around, move it up, you can move it down, and so on. And within the groups, you can add shortcuts. You can edit shortcuts. So we've got some set up here. So I'm going to go and remove this shortcut here. And it's important to say that does not delete the file. It simply removes the shortcut from in here. So if I want to open this file, I can open the highlighted shortcut. And it just simply goes and opens a file for us. If I close that down, go back into shortcuts again, still there. You can double click on any of these as well, so it's quicker than moving the mouse down there. I just double click on that and it goes and opens that file, copy 3. You can move shortcuts around by simply dragging them, and that's moved 3 above 2. You can move 3 down to the bottom, move 3 back in between 4. You can't drag to a different group, so you have to go and set them up. But that's not very difficult. If I wanted order sheet copy 3 in a different group, I simply open it up, shortcuts, go to my group and add it. And there is in fact one click, add the current workbook. So that's moved it into there, or copied it into there rather. It still exists up here. I can go and remove it if I wish. And now it's over here. And that's where I access it. So it's not very hard to move them around. Let's now go and create a brand new workbook. And we'll just put in here ABC, DEF, and we'll do File, Save As, and we'll go to Browse, and we'll put it in C, test. We'll put it in here, and it can be called Book 2. Save. And if we go into shortcuts and we wanted it added here, we can again do a one-click, add the current workbook, or we can use the current workbook and put that in there. I might want to rename it Book 2, just saved, something like that, and do save, and it's down there. To help you find your way around these, you can simply insert a blank one here. Insert another one. Then I can go and edit that one, and I can just give it a title without actually a location. So reports, I'll do save. That has just simply created, like I have here, new customers, a title. And if you double click it or try and open it, nothing happens because there is no location over here on the right. So I can go and edit that, make it new customer, save. So that's a tidy way of organizing these even further. And you can go and remove that. I'm going to remove the blank one. If you have a file saved like we have back here, if you right click holding down the control key and it tells you down at the bottom, it actually goes and opens the folder for you where those files are stored. So you can see date and time stamping on it, or move it, or whatever else. I can also go and I can add a folder. So I can go browse for folder and go and find this PC, C, test, and do that. And I like to add the word folder on the end here, test folder. So that reminds you that's a folder, not a file. And if I double click on it now, it goes and opens that folder for me. And that's about it with shortcuts, really. Having set all these up and organised them, you may wish to back them up and save them. If you go into PATools and go into About, and in the Tools here, you can back up and restore all your PATools data. So that's an easy way of storing the data in a backup. And for those of you who are more advanced users, you may be interested to know how this works. If you go to the folder where the software is installed, and there's a PATools data folder, in there there's a folder called SC for shortcuts, and this is where all of that data is stored. So PAT SC list 1, I open that up in Notepad, you'll recognize it. It is just simply what our software uses. And every time you change it, it copies the old file into a backup file, and the new one is called .txt. Tab names similarly are stored just here in a simple file. So if I go and change that my group to my new group and save, I don't recommend you do this, but if you do that and now go into shortcuts, you'll see that that's called my new group. The reason I don't recommend you do it is you can get in a real mess if you move things around and don't move the actual shortcuts as well. But that's what's happening behind the scenes, and this just makes it easy for you to manage it, and I recommend that you do all your adding, renaming, deleting, both shortcuts and groups in here. At the top there's recent, and you get a list of your recent files you've opened as well, so that's another way in. And that is shortcuts. Thank you for watching.